welcome. There is constantly a shortage of qualified plumbers, so you've chosen an excellent career path. We often find the view that plumbing is all about clearing blocked drains and repairing burst pipes. This is not true. Plumbing is a diverse career. You will work in a variety of settings, from domestic premises to commercial and industrial buildings. Water is the most fundamental part of life. We need it to drink, to sanitise ourselves and our property, to provide warmth when we need it most. If water is involved, plumbing is too. Plumbing is in the business of ensuring we have access to these most basic and vital requirements. We can break this down into 3 different stages of work. Installation, where it all begins. From installing a brand new pipe or facility to replacing a whole system. Service and maintenance, making sure these systems remain functional and optimal with routine or otherwise scheduled checks. Fault rectification. We're back to our burst pipes and blocked drains with this one. Something's gone wrong and it's time to fix it, and usually quite urgently. Let's delve into the specifics then. What kind of systems do plumbers work with? The most obvious one would be the cold water mains, bringing water into a building. From there we have cold water appliances, cold taps for instance, to the boiler too, to provide hot water to the building and onwards to appliances. Central heating too, in many buildings. And where does the wastewater go? How about rainwater caught by the roof and the guttering? Cisterns, showers, washing machines, WCs, radiators, pipes and fittings and fixings and clips to keep it all in place and to get water to where it needs to be. While some companies specialise in certain systems, like central heating for example, others cater to commercial and industrial needs, which are functionally similar but just on a bigger scale. This course focuses on a wide range of domestic plumbing systems that you can find in your own home. Now that we know what the plumber does, we can think about how the plumber does it. Health and safety always comes first. We have legislation and guidance to follow at all times to ensure both of these from start to the end. A thorough plan of the job saves a lot of embarrassment and wasted time. This includes making sure all required equipment and materials are ready to use. Scheduling the work to be done for the customer comes next, agreeing on a date and a time. The customer will also need an estimate for the costs. Before work begins, preparation of the location takes place, making sure there's access to everything that needs to be accessed and taking precautions to protect the customer's property. Then it's time to commence the work, measuring, marking and calculating what needs to go where, fabricating, positioning and fixing system components, decommissioning systems, testing systems, commissioning systems, in other words, turning off certain parts, testing those parts and turning those parts back on. And all of this while working effectively with customers and other professionals on site. And a friendly smile goes a long way too. Now that we know what a plumber does and how they do it, it's finally time to have a brief look at some things the plumber should have a working knowledge of. Regulations. In other words, the rules for what is and isn't allowed. British standards and codes of practice. Rules for how work is undertaken. Principles of plumbing systems, including basic design, but simply how plumbed appliances function and a basic understanding of how best to plumb them in. Where to find and how to read manufacturer's technical data. Appliances and materials may have special guidelines for getting the most out of them and ensuring they are used correctly. Technical drawings, specifications and instructions for use, for example. Knowing how to find and read this information is very useful and often critical. Let's finish this video with an overview of what we have learned. We now have a good idea of what a plumber works with: water, from cold to hot to cleanse and flush away. How a plumber does it from start to finish. We learn the most typical stages of a job. And finally, what a plumber needs to know in order to undertake the work in the safest and most effective way possible. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video.